Okay, so you just got the note that we are going to record this for those of you that wanted to record privately. So it will be recorded and sent back to you. So welcome. We're going to get started on time. And this is a very sort of informal chat, really, just to sort of say welcome to the Cleanse. And this is just a kickoff call where we're going to talk about what to expect. So it's very interactive. Please, if you have any questions, probably the first thing I should do is let you know who I am if you don't already know. So I am Kerry, CEO and founder of the Holistic Highway. And you've just signed up for this spring cleanse. So spring is a wonderful time to cleanse. And I'm not going to go into the benefits of cleansing because you already signed up, which means you already know the benefits. This is already something you want to do. But I do want to sort of give you the forum, if you like, or give you the opportunity to ask any questions you have. And I'm going to ask you to mute, if you would do that right now. Just mute your microphone. Then that would be great. And then I won't hear what's going on in your background. Perfect. Thank you. So first off, you signed up for the cleanse that starts on May 5th. This is just the kickoff call to sort of prepare you for it and see if you have any questions. You will be supported totally through this cleanse. You're going to be supported through a Facebook group, which I'll show you, and you're going to be supported through an ebook that you'll also have access or you'll have access to. Sorry, Ginger just said I looked amazing, so that took my attention. So thank you, Ginger. Ginger knows that I've been in an accident. I'm in a cast, I'm in a wheelchair. You can't see this right now. So I'm recuperating from it. So I think she was expecting me to look a bit more banged up. So Facebook group, a cleanse ebook, and then we'll talk about what to expect. So first off, any questions that you may have straight off the bat? And if you don't want to talk, you can put it in chat too. I'm monitoring that as well. So it sounds like you're all ready to go. You all know what you're signed up for. Then what I'm going to do is if there's no questions just yet, let me go ahead and share my screen and just show you the Facebook group, and you'll get invited to this next week. You don't need it just yet. And you should be able to see here, this is just sort of the page of the Facebook group. And in this Facebook group, I mean, we haven't got anything in here. We're populating it right now for you. You will have support. So in the Facebook group will be Lisa, who's my Ayurveda practitioner. She'll be there every day with you. My assistant's also going to be in there, making sure that you're okay. And we have what are called cleanse ambassadors in there that will help you out. And these are people who've already gone through cleanses with me. They're probably already in programs with me. And because they had such a phenomenal experience, they are happy to jump in and help you as you go through it. And sometimes, you know, just somebody who's gone through it rather than me dictating to you or lecturing you about it, it's much, much better if there's somebody who's already gone through it that can be that support for you. So you will find that in the Facebook group. This Facebook group will open on Tuesday. I will send you out the link to it so that you can jump in on Tuesday. We're not going to start until the 5th of May, but this is an opportunity to sort of get to know people in the Facebook group, ask any questions you have. You'll have access to your information at that point, so you'll be looking at your shopping list. So this is just your support network. And there'll be daily interactions here. Lisa will be in here doing videos. There will also be daily journal prompts because a cleanse is as much an emotional cleanse as it is a physical cleanse. And I want that for you as well. So she'll be talking about those things as well. So any questions about the Facebook group? Seem okay? All right. Then what I want to do is also share my screen again with you until you can come up with questions. And let me bring up
I also,
The spring cleanse. If you can mute, that would be great. And this is the booklet that's going to come out to you. It's an ebook, and basically it's going to sort of give you that structure, if you like, that roadmap of what the cleanse is going to look like. I'm not going to go through it in huge detail. You're going to get a copy of this, but basically sort of welcoming you to a spring cleanse and why we tend to cleanse in spring, why we do an Ayurveda cleanse and what makes an Ayurveda cleanse different, essentially is because we're looking to rejuvenate as well. All cleanses are depleting to a certain extent. That's what makes them a cleanse. However, what an Ayurveda cleanse does is it takes time to rejuvenate afterwards. And this is where many of the cleanses, especially juice cleanses, don't work. And you can often feel sort of dragging after a cleanse. Not so with an Ayurveda cleanse. And then just signs that you need a cleanse. I'm not going to spend any time on this because you've already signed up. So you've already agreed that this is something that you want to try. But there are 3 phases to this cleanse. And the first phase is pretty much a pre-cleanse, where we're going to come off those more difficult to digest foods, the things that you would expect to come off, things like fast foods, alcohol, anything that's toxic, processed foods, all the things that any diet is going to have you do, because they're just not healthy for us. But what we're going to do here, which is different, is we're actually going to add some foods that have a scraping action in the body, things like apples, beets, to thin out the bile and to start preparing you for the active part of the cleanse, which is the second phase, which is when you're going to go on a mono diet. And we're not used to doing that so much in our culture. But a mono diet really is where you're going to eat a phenomenal dish. It's one of the Ayurveda superfoods called khichdi. How many of you have had khichdi before? Probably quite a few of you. Yes. I love khichdi. Often people, it's hard to take khichdi away from people because we get so used to it and it feels so nourishing. It's a rice and beans dish. Khichdi is an Ayurveda word, much like we use stew. It just means rice and beans together. We're going to add a lot of digestive spices that are right for your dosha. So you do want to take the dosha quiz, just know what your dosha is, your metabolic type. So it is personalized to your dosha. So this part of the cleanse where you're going to eat khichdi with lots of vegetables, your dosha spices, your dosha foods, it's going to be really nice for you. Can I ask you to mute, please, so that I'm not hearing you in the background? And then from the heart of the cleanse, once we've done that, then we're going to go on to the post cleanse, which is a very important part of the cleanse. And we'll talk about more of that when we get there, where we reintroduce some of the foods that you've taken out. So a very important part. So a little bit about what to do before you start your journey. I want you to spend this next week preparing for it. And what that means is let's get rid of the food that you know is going to be tempting. You know, the Oreo chocolate chip cookies, if you've got them, or ice cream in the freezer, the things that you may be tempted to perhaps reach for. So sort of clear out a little bit if that's, so I'm just still admitting people in here, clear that out a little bit. And then mentally prepare. And what that means is because all cleanses are a little depleting, you may feel tired on some days. So is this an opportunity that you can step back from the busyness of life a little bit? You have to go to every single social function that's on your calendar. Do you have to do everything that's on your to-do list? Is it an opportunity to just spend this sort of 10 days just for you so that you can feel really good and revitalized? So just look at your schedule. Are there areas that you don't have to be quite as busy so that you can focus on this and get the most out of it? And that's what I want. And then I go into detail for you. So you know, depending upon your dosha, what time to wake up, what to drink, and all the routines from your nasya oil, which is oil that we put in our nose, especially during allergy season, to your abhyanga or your self massage, which is a body oil that you do for detoxifying. So all the things that you can do. And then day by day, I've written out for you just what you can do day by day. So again, I'm going to send this out to you. It has all your recipes here. We do tongue scrape. You do want to get a tongue scraper. You do want to do oil pulling. This is all part of detoxification. That's why I offered you the dosha kit, because all that's put together for you. And you still have the option for that if you would like to. You will need it. You will need these things, which is why I put the kit together for you. And then there is a shopping list, a pre-cleansed shopping list. So you can just go get all the things that you want to do. And you've got a week to go ahead and do that. So you've got plenty of time to make sure that you have the things that you need. And then we get into the recipes. These are just the recipes for your pre-cleanse, the day one. Breakfast, oatmeal, braised kale and wild rice salad for lunch, and cream of asparagus soup for dinner. This is just day one. This is not a diet. So it is not something that you have to do. If you don't like oatmeal, please do not force oatmeal down you. If you hate asparagus, then you're not going to do cream of asparagus soup. So there are enough recipes that you can mix and match. The idea of a pre-cleanse is that you go on to more whole foods, seasonal foods. It's not that it's a strict diet. However, I have found that a lot of people, when they're unsure of what they want to do like a little bit more structure. So, yep, you can have oatmeal for breakfast if that feels right for you. If you hate oatmeal, then obviously you're not going to do it. But you are going to do what's right for you for that part of the cleanse. So these are just ideas for you, these recipes. You don't have to eat these recipes and you don't have to make them. As I said, it is not a diet. So I've gone through all of the pre-cleanse. And then when we get into active cleansing, it's the same thing again. What time do you wake up? What do you drink? What do you put up your nose? What kind of exercise should you be doing when you're cleansing? Not a lot. This is not a time to decide you're going to run a marathon or train up for a marathon. Your oil massage, what kind of skincare is really good for right now because you're detoxifying everything. So that's the active part of the cleanse, follows the same format. What you do on day 7, what you do on day 8, day 9, day 10. Here's your shopping list for the active cleanse. And then recipes again. And here's your khichdi recipe with different breakfasts if you want to. You can have khichdi all 3 days. And as we get to each phase of the cleanse in the Facebook group, we will talk more about it. And then as you kind of expect, then we get into post-cleanse and reintroduction, what we tend to do. Here's our routine for post-cleanse. Day by day, what we do for the post-cleanse, the shopping list for the post-cleanse. Here's your breakfast or some sample recipes for you in the post-cleanse that should help you out. We want to add some rejuvenative tonics and snacks. So here are some things that might be nice for you depending upon your dosha. Here's how you can make your own meal plan if you're like, yeah, I don't want asparagus soup, but I am going to do that other soup that I just saw that looks interesting for me. So you don't have to follow my meal plan at all. This is just a suggestion for you. And then here are your spring foods, spring detoxifying foods that are really nice. So basically any of the vegetables on this list are going to be really nice for you in your khichdi. Here's how to do an Ayurveda self-massage, some other things that we tend to do when we detoxify, which is really nice. A lot of oils. We get very oily in Ayurveda. Some breath work for those of you that like pranayama. This is a very rejuvenating breath work. And again, we'll do this in the Facebook group together. We'll show you. But I just wanted you to have all the information as well. How to support your rejuvenation with meditation. We'll do that. There'll be meditation in the Facebook group as well. Skincare, because I have my own skincare line. Skincare is very, very important to me. And it's not such a big jump from personalized healthcare or personalized medicine to personalized skincare. And what happened was people would say, okay, Kerry, so I'm doing all this wonderful stuff, but what products can I put on my skin that are clean, green, and good for my skin? And I went out there in the world and looked, And there was definitely some products that were clean. There were some that were green. There were some that were organic or said they were organic. But I couldn't find a skincare that was personalized to you. So last year we launched our skincare line, which is called Uniquely Yours. You're welcome to look at that. But because skincare is such a big part of what I do, I've added for your dosha different skincare things that you can make for yourself. So different treatments that you can do for a cleanser, for moisturizer, for nourishment. This is for Kapha. There's one for Vata and one for Pitta too. So if you want my products, that's great. They're out there for you. Do the skincare assessment to find out what's right for you. But this would be right for your dosha in spring. So a lot of work there. Dry skin brushing, really important as we detoxify. Remember, one of the organs for detoxification is the skin as well. So we want to make sure that we're keeping that lymphatic system moving and that we're actually dry brushing. And this is just how to do it. And then how to eat. Be surprised how many of us don't know how to eat. So we'll talk about that and some tools for eating well. And a lot of frequently asked questions. And these are the kinds of questions that people have asked over the years as they've done some cleansing. And I'll go over through some of those right now. That's where it finishes. So I'm going to stop sharing that. I will certainly get that ebook out to you as well. A couple of you said, what if you don't do Facebook? That is where the information is going to be. This is an online cleanse supported through Facebook. You don't have to be on Facebook to go to a private group. You will get the link. You don't have to have a Facebook account. You can just come into that group. So it's just a meeting area where the information and the journal prompts are going to be. I will also support with some emails, but I don't want to overload your inbox with everyday emails from me because you're on a cleanse. So I will probably send a sort of get started email, one probably halfway through the middle, and then I'll send another email at the end. So this is not going to be email heavy at all. That's not what I want for you. But any questions so far besides the Facebook? When do we go shopping for groceries? You can go shopping anytime, Susan, that feels right for you, depending on when you're going to start. And that probably brings up one of the most important questions I've got already, which is, I don't want to start with the group because I'm traveling or I'm on vacation or I've got something going on, a work trip. Can I do this at a different time? Yes, you'll have the information, you'll have the ebook, you'll have access to the Facebook group, so you can absolutely do it at a different time. But if you want to do it along with us at the same time, obviously we're going to start on May 5th. Let me see what else has come up. I don't have Facebook either, but it's a wonderful group support. Okay, and somebody said you can, so Ginger said you can just join. Don't use your photo. Yes, if you don't want to, if you don't want people seeing you. You can use up a fake email or a Gmail. Absolutely. So as I say, you don't have to have a Facebook account and you don't have to be on Facebook. Come into a Facebook group. And then what else have I got here that might be important for you? What if we are a mix of doshas? Most of us are a mix of doshas. I'm a Vata Pitta. So take your dosha quiz. And in this season, if Kapha is one of your predominant doshas, you're going to follow all the recipes and the spice mix and the tea mix for Kaphas. If you're unsure, then follow Kapha because spring is Kapha season. And what that means is we reduce Kapha in this season. So all of us can use the Kapha teas and spices. If you're a Vata Pitta, I would go with Vata and follow the Vata. If you are Pitta, obviously you're going to follow the Pitta spices, do the Pitta spices and the Pitta teas. Okay? So that's what I've got. If you're a combination of doshas, a couple of questions about that. What's the name of your product line? Yes, Amber, thank you. Uniquely Yours Skincare. When I send out an email, what I'll do is I'll just put the link in there to the assessment. and then you can take it. It's what we do is we take into account 80 different factors to determine what ingredients can be formulated for you. So we take into account where you live, obviously that's really important, what the temperature's like, what your dosha is if you know it, but also what do you eat? What do you drink? What medications are you on, if any? How much sunlight are you exposed to? How much blue light are you exposed to through electronic gadgets? For example, I spend a lot of time on the computer talking to people, so I have to really be careful that that blue light from my computer doesn't create more wrinkles than I should have at my age. So we formulate the ingredients based upon that. So all those kinds of things are taken into account, 87 different factors, to then formulate the right skincare for you for the season that you're in. So that's uniquely your skincare. I'll certainly send that out to you. And then Victoria says, if I'm a lazy cook, so I like to make big batches to warm up later. Yes, make it as easy as possible. Yes. We will give you a recipe for how to make khichdi in an Instant Pot. So obviously you're going to have a batch of it. What we don't like is, remember, after about 3 days of something being in the fridge, mold does tend to accumulate. So I'd rather not do that, but certainly for a couple of days, absolutely. Janet says, I'm a kapha pitta, but as I'm 70, vata is very prominent. Which do I follow? That is a great question, Janet. And this is where we're not working together, so I can't sort of personalize it even further for you. I would normally say for anybody who's a kapha pitta, follow kapha. But what Janet's talking about is she's in vata stage of life, which means she's influenced by vata, which is a lot of dryness, a lot of sort of spaciness, perhaps some insomnia, perhaps some digestive issues. So she's really asking, do I follow kapha or really vata? So this is when I'm going to turn around, Janet, and say, do you feel that you've got more of that sluggish heaviness of kapha where you feel a little stuck, a little weighty, a little puffy? Or are you feeling, no, I'm a little bit more of that sort of anxious vata that's sort of a little bit spacey? If that's so, the second, then follow vata. And hopefully that helps, Janet. And, you know, you can always send Q&As in the Facebook group when that opens up, and we'll be answering Q&As regularly there. Victoria said, I saw in the ebook that we should stop drinking by 7. Wow, Victoria, you read that really quickly. I didn't know you could read anything in the ebook as fast as I was going through. How much water should we drink each day? Depends upon your dosha. So remember, there is no one size fits all. So this idea that we should drink sort of 10 of these a day because that's good for us. For some of us, yes. I have a lot of vata, so I tend to dehydrate, so I need a lot of water. This time of year, I'm drinking hot water with lemon in. However, if you're a kapha that's feeling very weighty and heavy and sluggish, then you drink 10 glasses of water and you're going to retain water. You're going to retain that water. You're going to feel puffy. So you probably don't need to drink as much. However, during a cleanse, remember, we are detoxifying. So it is important to flush through those toxins, because one of the ways we get rid of toxins is we can pee it out, we can poop it out, we can sweat it out. That's pretty much it. So you want to be able to pee things out as well. So it's probably a time that you should be drinking more water. So that's all the questions that were in the chat. This is an opportunity for you to ask direct questions if you have any about anything I've shown you so far. Don't be shy, I don't bite. None of us do. Everybody's looking at me like, no, not me, not me. Then it seems like nothing else has come up on the chat either. So just to sort of recap, Facebook group opens on Tuesday, where a lot of information will be. We'll get you into that. You'll have a lot of support and daily interaction in that Facebook group. There will be some email support too, but I'm not email heavy in this cleanse. You will also get the cleanse ebook. It's in the Facebook group. I'll also email it to you as well for those that absolutely are not going to go onto Facebook. That'll be available next Tuesday as well. The dosha kit, you will need those items. You will need a tongue scraper. You will need nasya oil. You will need to have a dosha body oil. So it's put together in the dosha kit. There is still time for you to get that, for me to ship it out to you. Remember, I do free shipping. After about the middle of the week, it may not get there in time. You know what the mail's like. So if that's something you want, make sure that you get the right dosha for you, and I'll get that kit out to you. Probably the number one questions we've had is you can do the cleanse at any time. People think that we have to start the cleanse at a certain time and finish. Not so. Do it in the time that's right for you. And the other question I'm getting is, when can I get access to everything? So that'll be on Tuesday. We'll open up the Facebook group and give you your ebook as well. That includes the shopping list. You can then look at the shopping list. You've got the rest of the week to get information. And I think that was it. We talked about preparing mentally this next week for this cleanse. Come away from your to-do list as much as possible and take the opportunity to really spend this time for you. So tell your family, tell your friends, hey, for 10 days, this is what I'm going to be doing. I may not be quite as present. I want some time of an evening to meditate or to journal. And this is going to be very important for me. And they'll probably be quite on board with you. Anything else? Janet, unmute if you want to talk. You're muted.
Okay.
There you go.
I have body oil and tongue scraper and things like that. But what can I use for the nasya oil?
So you can get nasya oil. So that's a herbalized oil, which is the best. Or you can use sesame oil for you, would be nice.
Just the sesame oil.
Yeah, make sure it's not toasted though. Otherwise you're going to...
No, it's okay. And so nothing in it, just the sesame oil.
You can do. It's not as good as your nasya oil because nasya oil has herbs that are right for the season in. But if you really don't want to do nasya oil, you can either do coconut oil, or if you're a pitta, or you can do sesame oil if you're a vata or kapha. Does that help?
Yeah, I used to be able to get the nasya oil, but now I can't for some reason.
You can get it from me, Janet.
No, I can't because you won't send it.
Oh, you're in Portugal. Yeah. No, I won't send it to Portugal. Not for free shipping anyway.
No. And also the customs from America is incredibly complicated.
Yeah, I know. I found that sending something out to Mexico one time, it got stopped in customs, all the oils. Oh yeah. So for you then, sesame oil, if you can do sesame oil. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. And you can do sesame oil as your body oil as well, if you can't get
I have sesame oil and sunflower oil.
Not sunflower. No. Sesame is going to be the nicest for you.
Sesame, okay.
Yeah, something very nourishing and nutritive. Sesame, you could even do olive, but I don't like, some people don't like the smell of that. Avocado oil is also nice for you.
Yeah, okay.
Macadamia oil would be nice if you can get any of those. Okay. Thanks, Janet. Don't forget to mute. Anybody else? Nice to see you, Cheryl. Seeing a lot of Susan. Yes, you have your hands up. How polite of you. I love that.
It's good to see you. You look great. I'm so glad you're doing okay.
Thank you.
Good to see. Oh, it's so good to see you. My question is for like regular showers, like at nighttime before bed. What kind of soap for the body? I think I asked Lisa and she said goat milk soap. Is that still the best to do, or something else?
I love
the whole body. I do have your skincare, so
thank you. And your skin looks lovely, by the way. So Susan, great question. So what soap to use? So we're detoxifying. So the last thing we want to do is add soaps that have a lot of sort of chemicals in them, and everything has chemicals in it. We can't get away from it, but let's limit the exposure as much as possible. So Lisa suggested goat milk soap, which is a really nice soap, as long as that's predominantly what it is, just goat milk, for heavy nutrition for the skin. It may be too much for CAFAs, so they probably want something a little lighter. One of my favorite soaps, and I've no skin in the game here, I just buy it on Amazon, is actually a soap called Mysore, Mysore, and it's a sandalwood soap. Sandalwood's really nice for the skin. So I love that soap. When you first order it, and I think it comes in packs of 6. I think that's the only way you can get it now. You can go ahead and order that. When you first get it, it's very, very perfumey, so much so you're going to think, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to handle this. But that dissipates so quickly. It is one of the nicest soaps I found, Mysore sandalwood soap. So any nice herbal soap, look at your packaging and see what else is in it, like anything. Buyer beware. Yeah, just know what you're getting.
Okay, I have a health food store near me, and I know they sell some kind of sandalwood soap, so I'll probably go there and look there.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
Thanks, Susan.
Thank you.
Yeah. Mysore, Mysore. How about if I put it in the chat for you? There we go. Any other questions? These are great questions. Anything else? I thought you'd be asking about the food and deprivation and starvation, and that's not what I'm getting at all. So it sounds like everybody is fine then with where we are. So I'm going to end this recording, certainly now. And can't end the recording.